In this video, I'm going to show you how to build your entire Snowflake Cortex stack from the CLI. This combines the power and flexibility of your own AI surface, such as Cursor or whatever you already use, and the data and analytical power of Snowflake Cortex. We will cover accessing Snowflake Cortex from your IDE, creating semantic views, Cortex agents, and even Streamlit apps with your IDE. And lastly, how you can leverage the power of your own AI surface in other contexts. I'm Amber Lin from Brainforge, and I'm here to make you the leader that got AI right. In the past videos, we've looked at a few ways you can access Cortex within Snowsight, Snowflake's web UI user interface. In there, you can use the sidebar, Cortex Code, or go into Snowflake Cowork, previously called Snowflake Intelligence, and utilize the Snowflake agents in there. You can also access it within the individual analyst and agent studios that you used to create semantic views or Snowflake agents. Outside of Snowsight, you can also use it within your terminal, within your IDE, such as Cursor and OpenCode. You can use it via MCP within, say, Claude, or you can access it via APIs in your favorite tools such as Slack or Teams. I'm going to focus on the first two. Let's get started. If you don't yet have a Snowflake account, you can create a trial one on Snowflake's website. Just note that some features such as Cortex agents might not be available. Once you have your account, there will be a variety of ways for you to authenticate the connection to your Snowflake. Of course, you can use your AI agents within your IDE to help you with that process. Most enterprise clients will have their own single sign-on, which in that case you'll use external browser SSO to authenticate. If you want a one-off development or a quick login, you can use password or the personal access token. If you have more development requirements and need more different types of workflows, you can also use the key pair to log in. I've opened up a terminal within Cursor and I've just set up my connection to Snowflake. So let's test that with a command. Great. Now let's open up Cortex in our terminal. Let's type in Cortex, and this will open up a window for us to ask just like what we do in the sidebar. So I can ask it to first tell me about the schema in dev months. Great. So it is showing us the tables that we have, how many rows, and the approximate size. You can ask it questions such as, tell me the top 10 customers by revenue, and it will generate and run that SQL query for you. Now, I want to create a new semantic view. I'm going to say, create a new semantic view on parts and suppliers in the demo schema. So now it will look at the different tables, their relationships, and infer or suggest a semantic view to me. It does this by generating a DDL, then we will run using the snow command. Because this is Snowflake's sample dataset, we already know the different relationships between the metrics and the tables. But if this is new semantic view that you are creating, you will be the one to give it the instructions on how things relate to each other and how things are defined. When it doesn't know the details, it will look at things that you have already created or go online and look at documentation, just like how I did here, to get the best syntax to create the DDL. So this has now been created. Let's go on Snowsight to check it out. We are in Snowsight. Let's refresh, and we're looking at this demo schema. So under semantic views, we can now see parts and suppliers that has been created. So it has the relationships, facts, and dimensions. This is essentially the same as using the sidebar in Snowsight. It lets you ask questions, create semantic views, agents, Streamlit apps, and help troubleshoot things that you run into within Snowflake. Quick note, you might have noticed I used two commands while I was either in the terminal or in the IDE. So the two commands, Snow and Cortex, serve different purposes, but they can both be used inside the IDE. Snow is more platform operations. So that's the one that actually runs the SQL to query, to deploy. And the command Snow doesn't use AI, but it can be called when we are conversing with AI. Cortex, on the other hand, is essentially the sidebar in Snowsight. So when we call it, we use it to reason and plan our next steps. And also, that's what calls the AI model to convert your natural language into SQL. Now, let's look at what we can do in the IDE. So I'm opening up a new chat in Cursor, and let's look at the semantic view that we just created. I'm going to ask it to get the DDL of the semantic view that we just created and create a .SQL file under the folder. It's now grabbing the schema from Snowflake, and we've now used it to create a .SQL file under our folder. The benefit of this is that you can edit it locally line by line and then directly deploy this using a SQL command from your IDE. So in this case, what I can do is propose improvements to the semantic view. And it will propose different things. Now you can review and ask it to apply its changes. With having a DDL file in your repository, you can review things using a diff view, submit PRs, and collaborate with your teammates, and make sure things are versioned and protected. By using it in the IDE, you can leverage the AI models that you prefer, skills that you have created before, to tune how you interact with your data with accuracy, personalization. Of course, as you're working with your existing IDE, you can drag in more context, mention different skills, and utilize the different features that is available to you in an environment that you have spent time customizing already. Great. It has just applied its changes. Everything it has done right now is happening locally. Things in Snowsight will only change after we run this Snow command. So I'm going to say go ahead. Great. It has now successfully replaced the semantic view in Snowsight. So let's go check it out if it has the AI comments and verified queries. Right. Now we see an error on this page. Note that sometimes errors that you create using the Snow command will not always capture what doesn't work. So you might need to switch between the IDE and Snowsight to identify what's going wrong. Now looking inside the Cortex Analyst, we can see that we now have these verified queries created. We went back and fixed the error that we just saw, and now all these verified queries are working. Now let's create an agent with these two semantic views as tools. Save script in same folder. This is exciting. It's creating the agent by researching the different documents and pages on Snowflake's website. Let's go look at this script that it has created. So it has orchestration instructions, some basic instructions on budget, response, sample questions, and then of course tools. So we asked it to include two semantic views as tools. We haven't added any other custom tools or Cortex search. Right now it just has these two Cortex analysts to convert natural language into SQL. So once we review here, we can ask it to apply. Now let's go back and check if we have it. In our demo database, under agents, now we can see the supply chain agent that we created. It will have the two different tools that we added, and also if we were to go look under Agent Studio, you will be able to see example questions, descriptions, names that we also defined. Last but not least, you can of course ask it questions via the IDE. So I just asked it, who are our top customers by revenue and which nations supply the most inventory? They are essentially two different questions, but let's see how AI can interpret it and send it over to Snowflake. It gave us two separate answers as we wanted. So we have the top customers by revenue and also the nation supplying the most inventory. The last thing in this demo, I want to show you that you can also create a Streamlit app within the IDE. Create a simple bar chart. Alright, it has created this Python script. Let's go look in Snowsight. And voila, there is your interactive Streamlit app. And of course, you can copy over this error back to your IDE and you can troubleshoot and improve this. With the IDE, you can create a lot of these Streamlit apps with ease. You can customize it to fit the theme of your organization, to have different types of charts, have different levels of complexity and governance, and you can also use this to replace some of the existing one-off dashboards that you have. So you can keep all of your reports in one place and close to the source of data that they're based on. This is my favorite way to build and interact with Snowflake Cortex. I get to use my most familiar AI interface. I get to access all the skills, orchestration, and setups I have configured beforehand. I get to utilize the context from elsewhere that includes tickets, transcripts, connected MCPs, and other APIs. I'm able to develop locally and on the cloud. I'm able to access the multiple environments, if we have one, of development, staging, and production. I'm able to develop and ship in a governed way. That means I can submit PRs, review the differences, and have versioning and the RBAC that I need. And lastly, I get to have all of my sessions in one place, which reduces the number of times I have to switch tabs and switch my context. I hope this video was helpful to you and you get to try out Snowflake's various AI products. I'm Amber from Brainforge. Thank you for watching.